All right, let's see if I remember what I'm doing. Except I can hear myself. I don't like that. 1 second. Let me fix that. How do I fix that? I knew there was going to be something I forgot to check. All right, 1 sec. There we go. All right, that should take care of it. Hello, welcome. It's been a while. It's been a while. I am now another year older, none the wiser, and the world is also another year older and also evidently none the wiser. But we're here regardless, so that has to count for something, I guess. I don't know. I like. How do you even start that? It's been, I believe, since October since I have been doing anything in any way, shape, or form with any of this. But we're here. And a lot's gone on since October. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't watched the news, maybe don't, or take some Prozac before you do. There's a lot going on. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about is the Atari 2600 Plus. I recently purchased one. I got the Pac-Man Yellow Edition, as I will show on a camera here momentarily. I have the VHS camera as the predominant webcam. I also have my Panasonic Lumix hooked up so we can get some really good shots of some of the game boxes and things like that. They are releasing new Atari games, which is insane to me. Very cool, though. And supposedly, the really cool part is they say that everything is backwards and forwards compatible, meaning that it'll play on the 2600 plus, the 7800 plus, but it'll also play on your original hardware, which we're going to put that to the test because there's all sorts of peripherals that came with it, a controller that I bought separately, and then the new games as well. We're going to be playing them on, of course, the 2600 plus, which we will boot up in a moment. It's really nice. It's basically just an emulation box, but at the same time, it allows you to play your original cartridges, which I think is fantastic. And we're going to throw pretty much everything I have at it. We're going to throw some, popular titles at it, and then we'll throw a few that are maybe a little less popular. I've got all different types of cartridge types here, I guess. There's some standard Atari cartridges. There is the Coleco White Donkey Kong cartridge, a good mixture of 2600 and 7800 games. I think there's a few Activision titles in here. And then this one called Squeezebox, which is made by US Games. And the cartridge looks a little different, which I will also show off in a moment. Not seeing video on Twitch. Love that. Love that. Let me take a look at that real quick. Why would that be a thing? That is super dope. Hmm. Hmm. No, it's not. It's not appearing on mine either. And I have no idea how to fix that, which is awesome. It's not working on you for Twitch either. Awesome. Hi Nebu, how are you? That's really cool. That's super awesome. Why? Why is that a thing? It should be. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder if maybe my bit rate is set too high? Potentially. And I do not believe I can change any of that. Let's try dropping that down a little bit. See if that helps, maybe. I forgot I did a clean install of OBS. I finally mercy killed my old capture card and got another one. So it was dropping out intermittently. Let me see. Did that help at all? No, it didn't. I'm going to stop and then restart. Pardon me Okay. Thanks, phone. Appreciate you. It would appear there is now video. Correct me if I am wrong. I don't know why that would be a thing. It's very strange. But, oh, now it's loading. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Looks like we're here. Are we here? Hell yeah. Yeah. What up, man? How are you? All right. Yeah. We're good. I think I got it on my end. So hopefully y'all have video on your end now. That's cool. I think my output bitrate was set too high, maybe for Twitch. I don't know. I dropped it down quite a bit from what it was set at, so that looks like it alleviated the problem. Anyways, we're checking out the Atari 2600 Plus. I bought it. I'm super impressed by it. Actually, everything that I have thrown at it so far has worked. Like I said, it's basically just an emulation box, but it does accept your original cartridges. And the new cartridges that they're pressing apparently work on your old system. So if you don't feel like upgrading to an HDMI out Atari, you can just play them on your old 7800, supposedly. I haven't tried that yet. We're going to try that together. I'm going to kick it over to the other camera here. YouTube looks bad now. Love that. Love that. That's wonderful. Sweet. Never mind, we're good. All right, word up. Cool, cool, cool. This is what happens when you don't do this for like, I don't know, what, 4 months? Just expect everything to work. Yeah. Let's kick it over to the nice camera here so we can take a look at the actual console as well as some of the game boxes. Compare the originals to the new ones they're putting out. I think that is this one. Is that this one? That is not this one. Did this thing go to sleep? Oh, we are starting off hot. Let me tell you. You go upstairs to grab a drink, and then everything goes bad. What are we doing here? Did the battery die? No battery power remains. All right, well, here, come talk with me while I take this off the gimbal, change the battery. We're killing it, dude. We're killing it. How is everybody? Technology. It's great. It's great. It's my first time using this camera for this purpose. So I don't actually know. I think this is the aftermarket battery, anyways, so that might explain it. But how is everybody? It's good to see you all. Thank you for stopping by and bearing with me while I show how Bush League I am here. Amateur Hour City. All right, how are we looking on this one? TV out in progress. Yeah, wow, thank you. I had no idea. It's crazy. Yeah. I was just talking about that when we went live. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, I'm aware that the TV output is in progress. Thank you. Okay. It says this battery is full. Whatever full means. Okay. Jeez. Let me spin this puppy around. Nope. Not quite. There we go. Look at that. A camera. It's not a VHS camera. A nice camera. Where we can look at the boxes. This is what we're going to be looking at the Atari with. Clean. Yes. My audio's doubled. Why? Why is it doubled? How about now? Yes, I see it. I see 2 microphones. Now it is fixed. Okay. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Yes, there's a lot to look at, and that is not all of it. My basement is quickly turning into an episode of Hoarders. But now it's fixed. Okay. Good Silent Hill 1 shirt. Thank you. I don't even remember where I got this. I've had it for so long. I want to say I got it at the same time I got the long sleeve Friday the 13th one, the House of the Dead one, and then my Biohazard one. Where I got them, somewhere online. But this is what I was trying to show you before the camera decided it wanted to die and not live this life anymore. I get it, camera. I get it. Trust me. This is the Atari 2600 Plus. I got the Pac-Man Yellow Edition. It is all hooked up, so I can't really hold it any higher than we are right now. It does light up all fancy when you turn it on. 100%. It was about to. If that camera didn't work, you're about to see one for sure. It's very fancy, yes. And it takes cartridges, which is super nice. It came with a wireless Pac-Man Yellow 7800 joystick. This feels very much like the original joysticks, at least the ones that I have, which came out of my boxed 2600 that I have over there. It has the same Atari stiffness to it. It feels really good, though, especially when that's what you're used to playing it with. This thing, supposedly, though, you can plug in all your old stuff onto the 2600 Plus and vice versa. So we're supposed to be able to take this dongle and plug it into the old 7800 and play it with a wireless controller, which is insane to me. It's really cool that they made everything kind of work together instead of just giving us, like, here's 30 games on a box that's basically just an emulation machine. That's all this is, but you can play your old cartridges. The output looks nice. It looks good. It sounds good. It feels good, and it plays really nice. I also purchased this, which is the Atari 7800 wireless gamepad. It's a CX78. So when I bought my 7800 originally, it came with this, which is the Pro controller. And the stick on this doesn't feel quite as good as the 2600 sticks, in my opinion. And the buttons feel kind of weird. Nowhere near as bad as a 5200 controller, which I do finally have a working one, which was exciting. But I never had one of these, an original one of these. And this one is wireless. And the cool part about these is that stick right there on top of the D-pad. You can unscrew this if you prefer to play with a D-pad instead of a stick, and now you've got just a D-pad. And it's nice. I prefer to play it with the D-pad. We'll play with the stick and the D-pad. But the controller feels nice. The build quality is super solid. Feels good in your hands. And it's wireless. And supposedly, you can plug it into your old Atari and it'll work, which is nuts to me. So this is a original boxed Atari 7800 game. This is what it looks like. This is Donkey Kong on the 7800. Some of these had color labels. Some of them had black and white. I believe my Donkey Kong has a label that is in full color here. Please focus on the game. Thank you. As you can see, full color label, little scuff on it. But that's what the cartridge looks like. Inside the box, we have the game manual, which I believe is all in black and white. One page. So this is all original. This is what came in the box when you purchased it. I'm sure there was usually an Atari Advantage poster in these, which I think I took the one from my Donkey Kong, and it's now hanging on my wall over there because the poster's cool. And then here is the limited 90-day warranty card. Hi, Dolly. What are you doing? Did you eat your dinner like a big girl? Good girl. What? You want up there? You want to move that stuff? It's not. It's your world. We're just living in it, you know? Yeah, it's cool. Hi, you're so pretty. All right, I'll see you later. Anyways, this is a 90-day warranty card that came with the cartridge. And then, like I said, most of them came with a poster. It's an Atari Advantage poster. I have it hanging on the wall. If I remember, I'll take a picture and put it in the Discord. But that is what would come in a 7800 game usually. I do have other examples here as well of what would come in the box. I better mail that in soon. I think I got to make sure. I might be a little past the date, although you could still get new games from Atari, which is what I have in this box right here. I had to make sure to not show my address because I totally almost did. But it is from the Atari Inc. Fulfillment Center, which is awesome. You can order new in box, new style Atari games, which is super cool. I have one open already. We will open the rest of these on this stream and try them out. There's a few of these I've never played. I've never played Frenzy. I haven't ever been lucky enough to find it in an arcade to play it. Dude, it's insane. Like, I went down the rabbit hole, I think right before Christmas probably, just looking at the 7800 Plus is the one I was initially looking at because I like Atari. And it's kind of, the way mine is hooked up now, it's daisy-chained through a CED that goes from the Atari into a RCA CED player, which goes into the Betamax player, which goes into the VCR, which goes into the splitter, which goes into the capture card. And the picture admittedly looks terrible. So if I ever want to stream an Atari game, the picture is god awful. You guys will see it later on when I try some of these on the 7800. It's not great. So I was like, maybe I'll get one of the HDMI Ataris that can play old games. I didn't realize that they were releasing games for the 2600 Plus and the 7800 Plus that work on your originals. So I've never played Frenzy, I've never played Dark Chambers, and I've never played Food Fight. So all of these are new except for Berserk, which is probably my all-time favorite Atari game. This is the 2600 version, this green copy, and it has the speech enhanced. So that'll be interesting to see if that works on original hardware. The one that I already have open, we will set these to the side. Oh, before I get completely off topic of the 2600 Plus, it also came with Pac-Man double feature. This was in the box. It's got a really nice slip on it. I dig these slips a lot, actually. Label looks really nice. Cartridge feels like an Atari cartridge. And then on the back has a dip switch. And if you turn the one setting to off, you get to play the 2600 version of Pac-Man, which we'll check out. We'll probably play a little bit of this and then use this as one of the tester cartridges on the original 7800 because it has the dip switch. That shouldn't affect too much, but we'll try it out anyways. But it came with Pac-Man double feature. Plays good, sounds good, all that. So we looked at Donkey Kong. This one here, Robotron, is an example of a game that has a black and white label. Robotron 2084. Same old, same old. Again, manual in black and white. One page, open and shut, and then the back has your scoring tables, which is a nice addition to the game. So that is another example of an original in-box 7800 game. I have a few more, but this one is one of the new ones. This is Berserk for the Atari 7800. This one as you can see, has the little Atari Plus platform on there. Still says 7800 video game cartridge, so this should play on a stock 7800, no modifications done to it. Says right down there, compatible with 2600 plus, 7800 plus, and original 7800. Box feels about the same size, same dimensions, looks good. They did a really good job on these. I'm actually very impressed. It's nice to get a game in a box that has a manual and all of that. They, on the little lip part, have, which I've bent to hell trying to get this open, but have you played Atari today? And then on the inside, we have the cartridge in a slip, which was also a very nice touch. I didn't expect to get the little slip with the cartridge. Full color label, which is very nice. And then the coolest part was this book. This is an actual multi-page instruction manual, which is awesome. It has been so long since I have bought a new game that had an instruction manual, and it is nice, full color, tells you how to play the game, gives you a little story, which is in space, you can hear robots scream. Legions of sinister androids are chasing and mocking you, puny human. Try to keep from going bonkers as you dodge robot fire and elude the villainous evil Otto. Your objective, destroy robots, rack up as many points as possible, and stay alive within a multitude of maddening mazes. Don't touch the walls, and don't let the taunting of Otto's robotic squadron get to you. They're almost all talk. You got the nice little color insert. Tells you how to play the game, scoring tables, enemies, game modes, all that stuff. The artwork for Evil Otto is badass, if I do say so myself. Playing the game, very nice, very impressed. And I think it was like $30 maybe for the game, and you get everything, which was cool. So like, if you like Atari, it's cool. If you don't like Atari, then it really doesn't matter all that much. Because who gives a shit, right? If you don't like Atari. And it's one of those things where I would highly recommend it for anybody who enjoys Atari. Like, if you have a collection of games at home that you would like to play on a modern TV without having to go through a whole bunch of switchers and things to make it look nice, especially the 7800, since it's RF out only unless you mod it. There are composite mods and S-video mods for it. Mine is stock. It's just RF. So it's a way to play your old games very easily, plug and play. And it does play, and it looks pretty good. It's got a few different switches on the console. Most notably, I understand why they did it, but it's the same reason why VHS tapes used to be pan and scan. They do have a 16:9 option, which drives me nuts because it just stretches the image out and makes it look like garbage. There is a difficulty A and B switch for both players. On the front, there's TV type color, black and white, game select, and game reset switches. So let's kick it off, and we'll put Berserk in first here. And I believe that is this one here. Please work. It would be fitting if... Okay, cool. I was going to say it would be fitting if it didn't, because that's been the speed of things so far. All right. So it loads the game. I'm assuming it's just dumping the game from the cartridge, would be my guess. But this is one of the new 7800 plus titles that they released. So we have players, one player. Oh, you use the... There we go. One player, two alternating, two cooperative, two competitive, or one player. I don't have any friends with me, so we're going to play one player Berserk. It's Berserk. The output is very clean. It plays amazing. There's no... if there's any input lag, it's negligible. I don't notice it. That being said, I am pretty awful at Atari games. For as much as I do love Berserk, I never got very good at it. But the deaths all feel very fair. It doesn't feel... It feels like it's my lack of skill versus the game cheating or being unplayable with crazy input lag or anything like that. And if I remember right, in the original 2600 version, I suppose we could test it. I do have it in the pile here. The robots can't fire diagonally. And I think that's one of the things they added to this version, as well as the 2600 Enhanced Edition. See, I'm awful at Berserk, especially when I'm trying to talk and play. Let me lock in here real quick. So see, when the robots can run into the walls, it run into each other, and it destroys them. If you hang out on a stage too long, that little smiley face is Evil Otto, and he'll actually destroy robots too. If he hits them, he basically destroys everything in its path, including you. I do like the speech very much. Again, this is one of those games that at any of the arcades I've ever been to, I've never seen a stand-up... Damn, he got me. I've never seen a stand-up Berserk. Or Frenzy, for that matter, which Frenzy is the sequel to Berserk, which I have never played. I'm actually very excited to crack the seal on that one and give that a shot. We can also shoot diagonally. Wow. We can also shoot diagonally, which is more me saying that for my remembering that I can shoot diagonally versus it being a feature. All right, we'll give one more go, and then we'll push forward here. Because I've got a huge stack of games that I want to throw at this thing to test it. And games of all different sorts, just to see if the compatibility, if we can find anything that it can't play that I own. Most of the stuff I own is pretty basic. The only one that is, and it's Atari, you know, it's probably one of the easier systems, I would assume, to bootleg and or homebrew a cartridge for. But the only one that I'm really interested in is Double Dragon for the 7800. It'll be interesting if it runs that. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Wizard Video one. I'll be interested to see if it runs that. It should. Like I said, it's I think like homebrewing an Atari cartridge is pretty simple. I see a lot of homebrews out and about, so I would assume it's not too terribly difficult. Well beyond my area of expertise, obviously, but all right, we got one more go here. The game that I've really used this thing to put it through its paces is I played a lot of Robotron, which is extremely difficult, especially when you don't, because it's not twin stick on the 7800. It's controller and button. Robotron was originally like twin stick shooter, kind of like Smash TV in a way, but the Atari controller isn't quite like the Super Nintendo controller. It doesn't lend itself really well to that. So that's the new Berserk for the 7800. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and alternate, and we'll throw an old one at it real quick here. I am going to set this one to the side, though, so we can try this on the original 7800. Because this and the Pac-Man double feature would be... I'm very interested to see if those will play. Speaking of Robotron, that's the next one I grabbed. Let's do some Robotron. This is an original 7800 cartridge. I do have a good mix of 2600 cartridges as well, since this plays those. I don't know if Robotron is going to be better with the D-pad or with the stick. Probably with the stick attached. How are things, man? How is everybody? It's good to see you all. It's been a minute. I love Robotron. This is one of those legit, after I bought this thing, this was probably one of the first games I booted up in there, and probably the one I've played the most. This or Mario Brothers, because I love Mario Brothers. It's my favorite arcade game ever, Mario Brothers is. This is another one of those machines. I don't know that I've ever seen a Robotron machine in the wild, which is crazy because I feel like Robotron was relatively popular. Although I haven't been to any of the local spots in a while that may or may not have one. Grab that guy real quick. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe. People got tired of replacing 2 joysticks instead of 1. I hate those little, I don't even know what those are. I should look in the manual and get the actual names of these guys. They look like little brains that come out of those circle things, but I don't know. I don't know what they're called. So those big blocky ones, I mean, it's Atari. They're all blocky, but the more square of the robots, there's none on this screen here. But you can't shoot them. They just take your bullets and it kind of punches them back. I think these are the brain things I was thinking of. They shoot almost heat-seeking type missiles at you. And they are very hard to dodge. Not impossible, because I've dodged them before. But like you see it's coming after me. And I'm going to be greedy and go get these guys. Damn, we missed one girl on that screen. That's all right. Those big boxy guys with the silver arms that look like they're walking like a certain 3-letter agency through America right now. Those guys, you can't kill them with your normal weapon, unfortunately. I know there is a way to take 2 Atari joysticks with this version of Robotron, and you can play it almost like a twin stick. But the Atari joysticks are so stiff. I don't know how you would. I don't even know how one would end up doing that. I mean, I know you can set them down on a counter. They do have those rubber. They have little rubber feet, if you can see it, on the bottom of the stick. But it doesn't hold. Doesn't hold quite well enough to be able to control 2 sticks at the same time. You might be able to do it with the Pro, the 7800 Pro controllers. Those sticks, potentially. I suppose now with like 3D printers, somebody could just 3D print a kind of holster for them. I don't know if that was ever a peripheral that was released. I know it was for the 5200. Has a dual stick holder, which good luck finding 2 5200 controllers that still work. I know they sell rebuild kits, but they have these. I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of one. They have these flex circuit boards. And I only know because I've tried to take several of them apart to fix them. Yo, what up, world's cutest? How are you, dude? I'm well. How are you? All things considered, I don't have anything to complain about. We are not getting anywhere near as far this round as we did last round, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's Robotron. It's dope. This game rules. If you've never played Robotron 2084, I recommend it. It looks deceptively simple, and it is a game that you can get absolutely lost in. Things chill out a bit tomorrow. Good, man. Good. What you been busy with? Anything good or just work stuff? Game over. We'll do one more. Or not. Or we'll just run right into the guy here. Helping some family. Good. Hopefully nothing major, dude. Hopefully everyone's all right. I know how that is. Mine was nothing major, though. Thankfully. Got some resolutions? What were your resolutions this year? Is that a thing? Can you share your resolutions, or is that like blowing out your birthday candles and telling people your wish that it's bad luck? I don't know how that works. I don't know that I've ever made a resolution. I stay on that bullshit. When the word robo tripping, I've never heard that. That's not surprising though. I live under a rock. So, what is that? What does that mean? Oh yeah, word. Yeah, all right, yeah. Been there. Not for getting high though, just because I was very sick. But yes, that is a thing. It happens with NyQuil too. NyQuil will if you're sick, it'll get you where you need to be. Best sleep you'll ever get in your life. Doing a lot more cardio and cooking your own meals? Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations. That's what's up. Good on you. I'm proud of you for what that's worth. I, too, need to do a ton more cardio. For performance reasons. Getting gassed out halfway through a 30-minute set is never good. So, definitely need to do some cardio for sure. So boring. Yeah, I would imagine. If I end up doing more, it will most likely be taking the dog for a walk. I don't think she knows how to spell that word. Maybe, though. She is watching, so who knows? I guess we'll find out. And just doing a ton of that, or something along those lines. But I gotta do something. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely a ton better without the coffin nails, but it still could use some work, for sure. So I do want to check something real quick. So I have this second joystick plugged in. If I turn that on, can I do two-player challenge? No. I think that's just going to have two players. I want one player, two sticks. Yeah, it's just two players going to take turns. Okay. All right. Game reset. Oh, that just takes me back to here. Oh, and you can do you can turn it black and white if you so choose on your TV type. It didn't do anything there. It's a thing, supposedly. That's what's up, dude. That's killer. All right. So it plays Robotron okay. I don't know if there's any words. Well, there's a few that get her excited. Her name. She will definitely. She knows her name for sure. Let's do a 2600 game. Let's do. This one is a weird title in a weird cartridge. Let me kick it over to the nice camera here. This one is called Squeezebox. I don't know what this is. Come on, focus. What are we doing here? Thank you. Squeezebox. I have no idea what this is. Kind of a strange looking cartridge. It actually is a little dirty. So I was ahead of the curve, and I did anticipate there being some dirty cartridges. So I did remember to grab Q-tips. So we'll have a nice little interlude while I Q-tip this Atari cartridge real quick. Yeah, there's a few. There's a certain food she gets after she eats every day because she has irritable bowel syndrome. So she has to have PUMPKIN after every meal. And she knows that word for certain. That's another one. BALL, if I ask her where that is. She knows to usually try and go find it, and then she'll go and chew on it. I think she's sleeping right now, though. Probably on the couch, curled up. It's a rough life. Yeah, this thing is filthy. Chill ASMR. Yeah, look at that, dude. That's gnar. I haven't cleaned this since I bought the game. So that's pretty gnarly though. So this is Squeezebox. To my knowledge, this is an Atari 2600 game, 1982. I don't know. Let's see if it even works. Okay, so far so good. She's just an excitable little shit as it is, though. I'm very much okay. This is not what I expected. Game 1, sure. What is the... Okay. I see. So if I hold down the fire button and use the... Okay, we can step as well, though. If I hold down... Whoa, guy. That's a noise, that's for sure. So if I hold down the fire button and move the stick around, it changes the angle with which I fire. But you can also move around the stage, and it seems like that's honestly the better way to do it. He seems to fire faster. It does hold the same angle, though, which is nice. Except for when you have to go from top all the way to the bottom. Oh yeah, we're cooked. Although I guess we might just be able to stand above that, maybe? It's definitely got that Atari charm to the sound effects. That's what we'll call it. You will notice on the 7800 games, though, this is definitely a 2600 title. You'll notice on the 7800 titles that the sound is not much better, and the 7800 originally used the same sound chip as the Atari 2600, because you could play 2600 games on a 7800. They are backwards compatible, which is nice, because it means I didn't have to have both of them hooked up if I wanted to play Atari. So honestly, not a whole lot to this game, but not the worst thing I've ever played. That's usually what gets me with Atari games, is most times the simplicity. They're so easy to pick up and play. Like for me personally, I kind of just start to get lost in the gameplay. And so I'll just sit and just play. Damn. Oh. Yeah, yo, who is that guy? I want to get a screen capture of that man. That's the homie. What do you do for cardio? World's Cutest, are you a treadmill or an elliptical? Going to the gym, or are you doing it at home? What are we talking here? What's the move? Yeah, they come at you quick. Okay, so even if you break the line halfway through, it doesn't necessarily stop coming at you. So you really got to watch that bottom one, especially. I wonder what the world record in Squeezebox is. I can't be the only person playing this game right now. in the entirety of the world. There's got to be some squeeze box expert out there. Okay, so you can't get that bottom bar. It looks like you can't get it all the way off the screen like you can the other ones. Oh. Oh, damn it. The top pixel of my hat touched the top bar. All right, we're killing it. There must be a rhythm or of some kind with the colors you have to shoot, because they start going really fast after a while, unless it's just the game ramping up. But it seems like, I don't know. It seems like maybe there's something more to it. We'll give it one more go here. I haven't been keeping track of my score. 12,000 in emulated novice mode, according to Google. Dude, 12,000. That's... Imagine how many hours you would have to put into this game. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's... There are some Atari games where the sound isn't too bad. Some. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. A lot of them. There's a few that come to mind. One that we'll be playing later. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but the 2600 version of Pac-Man, the sound is something else. Which, if I remember right, I read in an article in a magazine a very long time ago that version was actually just a prototype, and Atari got excited that they were going to have Pac-Man on their console and released the prototype that the guy had not finished. And he was not very happy about that because it was considered a pretty bad port, even though it sold like gangbusters, so how bad can it be? Oh, maybe it's when that orange bar at the bottom reaches. Yeah, okay. So it looks like it's when one of the bars reaches about halfway through is when it really starts to ramp up and go insane. So you got to keep it from doing that. I don't know how to do that, other than just, I guess, keeping on top of it and not letting it get that far for sure. But once it's already pretty far out, I know you can split it. You can split the bar, but it doesn't look like there's any way to kind of push it all the rest of the way back, if that makes sense. Although, I don't know, that blue bar's coming up quick. Yep, it's over. 2600. This guy, though, I want to know what the story of this dude is. So I'm like 90% sure that's a 2600 game. I haven't played it or tried it on an original 2600. So let's go ahead and play a game that I know for certain is an Atari 2600 game. And that is Donkey Kong. At least this version of it. This is the weird white Coleco cartridge. I could show that off. I forgot I have the nice one here. So yeah, is different than all of the others. It says Coleco on the back, which is insane that this is a game made by Coleco for your Atari 2600. So the ColecoVision, I don't have one, unfortunately, but I do have a peripheral for the ColecoVision that is an add-on that you stick in the front that allows you to play 2600 games on a ColecoVision, which is nuts. That would be like an add-on to your PlayStation, lets you play Xbox games. It's crazy style. The fact that even exists. So let's do the 2600 version of Donkey Kong, which if you've never seen it, it's a version of Donkey Kong. That's for sure. They did, so Atari, the new company that is Atari, did also release a Intellivision Mini, but it doesn't play original Intellivision games, unfortunately. I do have an Intellivision kicking around here somewhere, and I got a few games for it, but it looks even worse hooked up through coaxial than the 7800 does. So this is Donkey Kong for the 2600. But, I mean, it plays just like I remember it playing, so... And this is what really impressed me about it, is it doesn't it doesn't feel laggy. There's no real noticeable input lag. It looks really good. Surprisingly, it looks better than I feel like any 2600 game has the right to look. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm rusty. It's been a minute. I used to be pretty good at this version of the game. Granted, it's not a difficult version of the game by any stretch of the imagination. Mario, grab the ladder. All right. Oh, he won't just keep climbing up. I see. One of these goes kind of back and forth. I think it's this guy here. So we'll get him with the hammer. But one of them kind of stutters and goes back and forth a little bit to trip you up. No, it's the one right above me because he just did it. Oh, go! Damn it. All right, we could do better than that. 6600 is weak sauce. Come on. You got to be real particular where you're standing to try to grab the ladder. Come on, Mario. Thank you. I gotta get this. I have my hands underneath the what do you call it? Like the tray of your desk, the pull-out part, and I keep smacking my hands on the underside of it. And it's tripping me out. Oh. They all do it. I don't remember that second one being able to come back and get you like that. But now I'm going to watch him. No. Yep. Look at him go. So we'll go ahead and get the hammer. I should have grabbed the hammer on the first stage and busted up some of the barrels. No, but that's the problem, is you got to wait for it to finish before you can do anything. Get out of here. We'll be safe about it. We'll go on this level since there's nothing here to contest us. All right, there we go. There we go. There's only 2 levels in this version of the game: the barrels and then the fireballs. But it's not a bad version of Donkey Kong, I don't think. It plays good. It's pretty fun to play. There's definitely better versions. Even the 7800 version, which we'll be looking at in a little bit, is better. It's closer to the arcade for sure. It still has the same... The sounds are a little different, but it still has the same, like I said, the 2600 sound chip. So the sounds are very far from arcade perfect, but it's serviceable. I'll do this so at least we have one platform where we're completely safe. Oh, come on, man. That's garbage. All right, we're good. We'll clear this one. And then we'll probably open one of the new ones, honestly. I'd like to get those open and check them out. We'll play to a game over. I will say I do prefer playing this a lot on that wireless controller that I got. The one looks like an NES controller, to playing it with the Atari joystick. This is one of those games I could never play well with the original Atari joystick, just because it's so stiff. Going up the ladders was a nightmare. Alright, come on now. There we go. Oh, dude, he got me while the hammer was up. Come on. All right. Anyways, that's Donkey Kong on the 2600. So far, it's played everything that I've thrown at it. First try, too. Fired up. We did clean Squeeze Box because it was nasty, but let's do... Where did I put... Oh, right here in front of me. Let's do Dark Chambers. So we'll go ahead and open this. Check out the inside. See if it is as cool as Berserk was when we opened that. With the cool slip and the full color insert and all that. This looks like almost like Gauntlet in a way. The Dark Wizard of Azor, AAZOR, has hidden a massive treasure throughout the mysterious underground catacombs known as the Dark Chambers. You have been charged with the quest to recover this treasure from the murky depths. Armed with a bow and flaming arrows, you must defend yourself against a myriad of ghouls and curses as you collect treasure. Play solo or join forces with a companion. Danger lurks everywhere in the underground maze. Only the bravest will survive. So let's see if I can do this without scratching up the box. I may need to sharpen my knife. Now we're good. All right. So again, this one says it's compatible with the 2600 plus, 7800 plus, and the original 7800. So there's the cover there. Again, the boxes are super, like you almost can't even tell the difference if you're looking at the two on a shelf side by side. The Robotron is the original. The Dark Chambers is the new one. The text is a little smaller, but Robotron has the part number on the top, and Dark Chambers has it on the side. But otherwise, they did a really good job with them. Let's see if I can get this one out without bungling up the flap. Nope. No luck. again, with the slip. Really nice. I like those. So if you want to have just the boxes on a shelf and the cartridges out, they're at least covered from dust. This one does look like it's coming apart a little, like they maybe missed some glue at the bottom, but that's whatever. Again, with the full color label as well. Very nice. And then this one also comes with a really nice book. Super, really thick. Thicker than the original 7800 releases by far. And then, yeah, full color on the inside. Scoring tables. Weapons and treasures. There's a gun. Increase your shooting speed. A sword. I just said it like a sword. Sword, not a sword. A shield. A bomb. There's potions and fruits, keys, treasure chests, amulets, chalices. Looks like the ghouls. There's a zombie, a skeleton, a wraith, a wizard, and a grim reaper. There are spawners, underground spawners, poisons, and traps. As you can see, that is that way. That is what we're looking at enemy-wise. So it looks like it's going to be a bit like Gauntlet. But oh, there's even a behind the art with Aaron Riley, which looks like it is talking about the cover of the game. That's really cool that they included that in the booklet, actually. I am excited to read that. And then this is my favorite part of these books, is the notes and high scores in the back. I miss that a lot. Granted, I don't think I've ever actually written anything in the notes and high score section of a game that I've owned, but it's cool that there's an option. So let's check out Dark Chambers. Never played this. I don't even know if I've seen gameplay footage of this, but the back makes it look like it's going to be similar to Gauntlet. Which, if it is, dope, because Gauntlet rules. This one's taking a minute to load. Good? Yes, we are good. Standard or advanced, 1 player or 2 player, we'll go standard 1 player. I dig that a lot. Entering level A. Okay, so button 1 is my flaming arrows. Button 2 doesn't appear to do anything at the moment. I'm guessing maybe when we pick up spells of some sort. Oh, I can shoot diagonal as well. Okay. Oh, dude, so those guys break down into, like, every single one of the monsters. I'm guessing the Grim Reapers then break down into those guys there. Is that... Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if that was a potion I needed to pick up or if that was one of the spawners. It looks like it's a spawner, though. Oh, and you can just hold the button down to keep shooting. I see. You don't have to sit and hammer the button. So yeah, very similar to Gauntlet, at least from what I remember the first Gauntlet being. That's not a bad thing, though. And it doesn't look like there's a timer. You don't lose points by walking around like you do in... I believe that's how the first Gauntlet works, is you lose... You start with like a certain number of points, I guess, for lack of a better term, and then the more you walk around, the more you lose points, I think is how that works. Oh, okay. So that's to the next level. Dang. I didn't want to go there yet. There was something up in the upper right corner that I wanted to check out. Dude, this game is dope. This is definitely going to be one of those put some time into games for sure. Is that what health over time? Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember exactly how they did it. If it was just your, like, if it was a health bar, if it was a number. It's been long enough since I played Gauntlet that I can't quite remember. Oh, okay. So that looks like a bomb. So I bet you that's what button 2 is for. It is. Okay. Okay. But it looks like we have an actual health bar in this one as well. So you get a little more freedom to explore versus having to worry about every step you take, depleting your health bar. Although now this is just making me think it's been far too long since I've fired up Gauntlet on the NES. That's another one, too, that's really fun in the arcade if you can find it, especially if you're with a few friends and you guys can get like a 3-player game going. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it if you see it out anywhere. There used to be one of those at it's like a gas station, but one of those gas station laundromat had a Subway in it called Heiko Village here where I live. And the Heiko Village up on the north side used to have a Gauntlet. And they had a Mortal Kombat 2, a Donkey Kong Jr., and before arcades became pretty popular again, like they are right now. I don't know about popular, but before there were barcades and things like that really popping up, places you could go, that was the best selection of games by far in town. We have a Chuck E. Cheese, but that's all the newer stuff, or ticket machines and things like that, which are fun. Don't get me wrong. Going and playing some Cruise in the World is the bomb. Ooh, okay. So blowing up that heart brought me to a glowy ladder. Can I not? Okay, so it doesn't appear. Oh, doesn't appear that I can go down that one. Is that a spawner? Doesn't look like it. So yeah, it's spawning something, but I can't destroy it. Yeah, just shooting right through it. So we know the end of the level's this way, so let's just go ahead and exit. It doesn't look like the enemies and things you destroyed drop anything, so there's not a whole lot of point in sitting up there and destroying enemies. I guess for points, but it doesn't. I don't see any indicators that there's 1-ups or anything like that either. So I don't know. Maybe the points are just bragging rights. Level C. Ooh, dang, that was close. Okay, and those spawners, too, they break down into the different ones. Come here. Just like the enemies do. I think the blue ones are the zombies. It's weird to me that the skeletons break down into zombies versus the zombies breaking down into a skeleton. You would think that would be the more logical progression of the two, right? Okay, another bomb. Can I have multiple pickups at once? Yes, I can. Okay, there's the end. We've picked up the key. Let's go ahead and explore the level a little more, though. So that heart, I don't think we want to blow that up because last time that made a spawner that we couldn't take care of. Okay, and there's another key up in there. Presumably... Uh-oh. Well, I thought that was going to lead me up into that area, but it did not. So now we got to find out how to get that key so we can unlock the exit to the level. Can we squeeze through here? Yes, we can. Okay, cool. No big deal then. It looked like it was too narrow for us to fit through. Okay. That's not too bad. Again, very glad I bought this controller because I feel like this game would be a nightmare to try to play with the joystick. Maybe not, though. I don't know. I'll have to try it and see which one feels better. Maybe the aiming might be a little smoother if you're doing diagonals and things like that. But overall, just getting around, I feel like, I don't know. Oh, I thought we grabbed the key. Okay, we do have a bomb, too, we can use. So if we get cornered like that, I'm surprised we didn't just get destroyed right there. Okay, that's just a big circle. So we'll exit to the right and go up and go get that key. I can't tell if those are treasures or if maybe those are slingshots. I don't know. That key. I don't remember seeing that in the manual. Maybe not. So that one takes a specific key, maybe. But if that's the case, oh, we can go out this way. Okay. Now, how do we get in there, though? Oh, there's a sword. Okay, that was a mistake. Because that's going to spawn a bunch of people in. So we have a sword and a shield. I don't know if that's something that if that's just upgrades. I'll have to actually read the manual here off stream and see what those do. I'm guessing the sword just gives us a little more, or rather, the shield just gives us a little more defense for when we get hit, potentially. Oh, no, I just came at it the wrong way, so we're good. The hitbox is a little picky, it looks like. And we can stack multiple bombs, too. Nice. Okay. I know, I remember reading that the gun was an upgrade, that'll make us shoot faster. We're already shooting pretty quick, though, although we haven't ran into, I think the Grim Reaper was the only one off that list we haven't ran into yet. And the colors pop like crazy on this level. That background is doing it for me. I like it. Okay. It doesn't seem to spawn a ton of them either, which is nice. And there's not any noticeable slowdown. This is actually probably one that I'd be super interested to try out on the original hardware and see if we notice any slowdown when a bunch of this stuff is spawning in or anything like that. What was that noise? Oh, it was my phone. Fuck, who cares? If it's important, they'll call me. I forgot I had it sitting on the glass and it rumbled and made a... So you can hold up to 3 bombs. Oh, we need to go down there. That's where the key is. Can I get there through here? Yes, I can. This definitely might be the... Oh, dude, you can shoot the food. That sucks. I mean, I think our health is pretty close to full anyways. Good to know, though, for future reference. I'm very glad that I blind bought this, and also very glad that I didn't watch any gameplay of this or anything. Going into this pleasantly surprised has been very nice. So here's another sword, which I can't pick up. Okay. I'm guessing that's probably if you're playing 2-player, or maybe you missed it in the last level. I guess that makes sense. Or if you die, I wonder if they take away your power-ups. Stuck on the wall. There we go. Where is... There it is. Perfect. Level F. I I don't know how many levels there are. I don't think it's said in the book. I don't know if it's alphabetical and then goes to maybe numbers or AA or BB. Damn it. I forgot that if you shoot the food, it goes away. It does look like our health is declining a little bit. I don't know if that's something that's happening over time or if we're getting hit and I'm just not noticing. It's entirely possible. All right, what's up here? There's a gun. So we definitely want to go up the middle there. Well, we're going to have to get to the end of the level anyways. Does that lead through there at all? Yes, it does. Okay. So we want to go through here instead because I want those upgrades. Damn, there is a lot going on in there, dude. Wow. They are not playing. Okay, I don't particularly want to hit that spawner. Now, what is that thing? Is that going to hurt me? Yes, it did hurt me. Okay. Is that a corn dog or a chicken leg? I can't tell. We're going to go with it's a corn dog because that's way funnier. Like some medieval times guy in a dungeon finding half-cooked corn dogs laying on the floor. You can have up to 4 bombs at once. Let's go ahead and let one off right here. There was a lot going on. All right, cool. I'm guessing that's like a turkey leg or a chicken leg and maybe like a piece of a cheese wheel. Almost looks like flan, maybe? I don't know what. Ooh, what is that thing? Can I push that? Oh, that hurts me bad. It was a trap. I see. I thought maybe it was like a box we could push or something. So avoid that and avoid the little jug-looking things. The brown ones. The blue ones are Spawn the Wizard dudes. We do have quite a bit of the bombs, too, though, so if we need it, we're good, but... We have not picked up a key, so let's go ahead and backtrack a little bit. I'm going to guess it's somewhere up top there, unless I can go down a little further here, which I can. Let's go check out this way. This might be the way we get down and around. Up the top. Yeah. Oh, that's right, because we started up here. Okay. We need to find some food to heal up for sure. Our health is getting kind of low. Although if we die, then we can see what happens when you die if you lose all your upgrades and everything like that, which I'd kind of be interested to see. I mean, we will die eventually. I'm sure it's going to get nuts. There we go. That helped a bit. And we can't pick up more than one sword, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that and get to the exit here. It's a long way back. I would say it's missing some music, but knowing how music usually sounds on the Atari, I think it was probably the wise move to not put background music in here because it would get cumbersome very quickly. Dang, yeah, we shoot super fast when we're hitting an enemy. Like, if we're facing something head on, they don't even stand a chance of touching us with how quick we're shooting. What do we got here? Okay, just a treasure chest. So we need to find the key, I think, to get up and around to where the level exit is. Yes? Yes, because that's locked. Oh, what is this up here? There's the key. And if we go that way, there is some food. It might be worth it to go up there and grab it just to fill up our health bar, honestly. Plus, we're in no hurry. We're chilling. Scope out as much of the game as we can here. Don't shoot the food, though. I saw the heart and panicked. I don't know what I was thinking, because you don't want to shoot that thing either, because then a bunch of stuff's gonna spawn and come kick your ass. So, not my finest moment, but that's okay. It would be nice if there was maybe in the upper right corner a little map that kind of maps out as you go, but also then there'd be not really any place for the power-ups for player 2, so it makes sense. Plus, that might be too much on the screen going on for it. Again, no slowdown, and I'm very surprised by that. I'm very much looking forward to trying this one on original hardware and seeing if there's any sort of stutter or slowdown at all. Because it looks pretty good. I'd be surprised. I'm surprised with how good it looks. Not that 7800 games look bad. They actually look halfway decent. They look pretty good. But for it to look as good as it does and to play as smooth as it does is surprising. Okay, there's another one of those poison potions, but it looks like if we want to get to that area, we have to go through there. Unless I can go around, maybe. It's like machine gun arrows. Yeah, because that's just a shield. And then what are those? Now, we might have to go through. No, because there's the end of the level there. But what else is up top? You know what? We're going to do it. I'm greedy. I want to see what's up here. We are going to use a bomb, though, to get rid of that mess. Okay, it looks like prizes. Although there might be something more up at the top. I would be surprised if they put a necessary key behind something like that hurts you when you pick it up. Putting anything behind there other than just score boosters. Which, yeah, it looks like it's just these two prizes way up here. How much points do those give you? 500 points each. I don't know if that's worth it. I guess if you're trying to get a high score, it probably is, but for the sake of trying to get as far into the game as we can to take damage to get 1,000 points, because I don't think you get 1-ups or anything. Or even I'd be surprised if you got continues. Okay, now, yeah, through here. Say now that the trick is to find our way back. There's a branching path back there, but we're good. We're good. We found it. Cool. Fun little game. I'm digging it. I'm digging it quite a bit, actually. I will. It's definitely one I foresee myself putting a considerable amount of time into. Nice pick up and play. It doesn't. If you only got like an hour or so to play, this is a good one. I feel like this would be a really good one to pop in. Because it's not arcadey to the extent that. Well, I mean, arcade games are pretty good to pick up and play too, but this one has a little more to it. Although I suppose if the levels are the same every time, then you'll probably get tired of it eventually, but okay, we don't have a key, so we can't get through there. We don't want to blow that up, right? Yeah, I was going to say, every time we've done that, it's a spawner, but for the sake of doing it, let's see if it's anything different this time. It's not. So, where is the key? It's got to be somewhere up here, I guess. Yeah? Yep, there it is. How the hell do I get in there? I can't get in there through there. So what am I missing here? This way, maybe? Yes. Here we go. There's some health pickups too. Nice. We need that for sure. I'm going to go ahead and use a bomb because we're picking one up here. I don't know what the max you can have is, but 4 stored away is pretty good, I feel like. We haven't really gotten into any situation that's been too hectic where we've had to use one. If we go up and around. Okay. No? Okay, yes, here we go. Down. This way. All right. Where am I? Okay. Dude, I thought it started me out right in the middle of all those enemies. I panicked. I thought I was one of the blue ones. I'm like, oh no, never mind. Your character's green. We're good. So we had a locked door off the jump. And a key. Let's go ahead and go this way and see what's up. Looks like more healing items, more food. There we go. Damn, that's almost all the way full. Pretty solid. It seems to be pretty generous with the pickups, health and power-ups wise. No, maybe we're circling around to this, actually. I was going to say we missed a bomb pickup and a shield, which we've already got the shield, so that's no big deal, but let's see if 4 is the max or if we can get more than 4. No, yeah, you can have 5. I wonder if it just keeps going. Like, what's the limit? Eventually, we're gonna run out of screen real estate. Okay, so a key right off the jump this time. Oh, really? Okay, that makes sense then why it would be there. Okay, cool. I was wondering what the purpose was of the. That makes sense. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Got a mess of people. Now, can we hold two keys at the same time? That's yes, we can. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be pretty generous with the healing items as well. That's cool. There's a way to resurrect your partner in the game. I figured it was just if you completed the level, they would come back the next level, or if you didn't, then you both game over. Okay, that's a poison and a heart. So we have two keys and two locked doors. Okay. Oh, there's a sword pickup down there at the bottom too. They're definitely picking up the spawn rates of enemies for sure. I honestly expected it to pick up a little more before level M. Yep, let's use a bomb. That was almost one of those situations where I have to, because we were about to have not a great time. Okay, there is a key in here. Oh, so when they run into you, they hurt you, but they also go down a level as well. So there's no way I shot that guy, and he bumped into me and then dropped down from the wizard guy to the little shadow guy or whatever he was. Ghost looking dude. Another gun power up and another key. I'm gonna guess we're gonna need both keys, so let's grab that. Yeah. Two locked doors again. You can't grab another one. No, okay. Can't grab another one of the guns either. Now, did we actually find the way down to that room? Okay. Well, we'll take it for sure. We definitely need the health. So it must be back the way we came then, down to the locked door. And I shot both of the foods. Hell yeah. Very strategically placed there. I do like the nice touch. There's little hat bounces too with every step that your character takes. Is this trees? It looks like trees. But I thought we were in like a dungeon, so that'd be, I mean, I don't know, underground trees maybe, or some kind of plant life. It's cool looking either way. I really like the way the levels are designed. They look really cool. Okay, key. Get rid of that spawner. Perfect. Okay, so where is this door at? That dead ends there. And that dead ends there. I don't know if it's worth it to take that little bit of poison damage to get that healing item. I'm going to guess there's no way that... Well, for science, let's do it. So that hurt me quite a bit, and that healed me right back to where I was. So they're pretty comparable overall as far as hurt to heal ratio. Oh, okay. That is a dead end. Although there's still... Oh, right here. I was going to say, there's still monsters coming after me, so there has to be a hole in the wall somewhere. Okay, that's a lot. So let's go ahead and use a bomb there. Get rid of everybody. That's just another gun power. Oh, you can shoot the power-ups too. That made the little gun disappear right there. I think the only thing that's not destructible are the keys. I think we almost accidentally shot at a key once, and it didn't destroy it, which is a plus because you can't progress past a locked door without the key. So let's try it though. Never mind. I guess we'll just pick it up. I couldn't position myself properly to get a good clean shot at it. Can you shoot the bombs? You can. So legit, everything but the keys, it seems like, is destructible with your arrows. That would be insanely hectic in two-player mode with two people both just firing off crazy shots in opposite directions. Where is this locked door at? There we go. Is there anything? No. Nothing up there. Okay, and you can't shoot through walls. I didn't figure, but it was worth a shot. Oh boy. This is getting dicey. Alright, let's use a bomb. Oh man, there's more up there too. I did see this. Okay, so the key is over here as well. I'm way more interested in this healing item at the moment, though. There's a couple of them. Okay. Okay, that's just the sword. The key was down below us, but I didn't see a direct path to get in there to grab it. Oh, right down here. Okay. I think up here was just the way to the sword. And a dead end. Yeah. Cool. Oh, there's them Reaper guys. That is, I think this is the first level we've seen them, right? They look cool, dude. Their sprites look awesome. Okay, let's grab the key. And then that square thing is a trap. We know that from last time. Well, now, what is this? That is a spawner. Yeah, okay, so the Reaper guys break down into the wizard guys, into the spirits. Okay, so they're just the next step up from the yellow-robed guys. And the Black Pyramids are what spawn in the Grim Reapers, it looks like. Okay, we don't need that. There we go. There's a key right up here. Oh, there's bread and an apple up there. I don't know if we've seen those pickups before, have we? Not that I remember seeing anyways. So I'm actually going to use a bomb because I want to see how much those heal. That gives us 2 keys for this level. Now, the question is, how do we get over there? Oh, right through here. And we do need a key to get through there. So hopefully we don't need... Okay. So those do an okay amount of healing, honestly. I feel like that did more than the little slices of cheese or whatever they are. The wedges. Now, is it only 1 key to get through here to the end? Yes, it is. Where are my gloves? Here, as soon as we get a game over, I'm going to have to kick it to be right back. I got to try to find my my little gloves. Can't remember if they're down here or if I left them upstairs. Pretty sure they're down here. I think they're just right over there on the subwoofer. Actually, it seems like we're at a good spot. Let me check. Yes, they are. Perfect. Let me throw these on. And I guess if we sit idle, we can see if it drops our health at all. Because it seemed like that might be happening. Sorry, let me throw these on. I got little baby hands. Okay. I wonder if that hurts me. That looks like an amulet. All the levels before Q are fixed, but from Q they start to be randomized. That's pretty cool. I was wondering how that was going to work if it was... Like, if I turn the game off and start it over again, is it going to be the same level A that I opened up with, or is it going to be completely different? I'm guessing that's where the standard and the advanced mode come in. Maybe advanced starts you at a later level, where it's all just completely randomized, which is insanely cool for an Atari 7800 game. I know this is one of the re-release games, so they probably have a lot more... Rather, not more. A lot more... Not more. A lot better tools to work with, I guess, for lack of a better term. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of at the moment. But it's not more. Doesn't matter. It's probably easier to program this now than it was when the 7800 was new. Advanced technology, I guess. Easier, better ways to fit more data on a cartridge. I shouldn't have coffee, but I feel like I definitely want to have a cup of coffee. That's only 8. I got time. Maybe I'll get some coffee. I feel like I need it. Okay. That is not the end of the level. How do I get... I want that. I want that amulet. How do I get that? So it looks like if I go through here and up this middle one, I can get to it. I'm guessing it's probably just points, but I want to grab it anyways. It is just points. That was a lot of points, so that was like 100,000 for that thing. Now, these underground spawners, I cannot shoot and get rid of. I wonder if we could blow it up with a bomb. Maybe we try that real quick. No, it does not get rid of them. And it appears that those underground spawners can spawn any enemy in the game. There's another one of those amulet things. So far, that's the only thing I've seen, though. No key. Oh, there's a key right next to it. Okay. I was going to say no keys or anything. Okay. There's no way to destroy those, though, so we'll just have to try to clear a path through. So for that, we're going to have to go up and down and around to get that. So let's actually back up a little bit and see if we can find a path upwards and down to that key. Looks like if I go this way instead of going to the bottom, I should be able to get there. Yeah, and there's no pause button on the 2600 plus. The Atari 7800 itself, the original one, has a pause button on it. It's not on the controller. So I don't know if there's actually a way to pause this playing it on the 2600 plus at all. I didn't think about that until right now, that the 7800 has a pause button and this one doesn't. I don't think it's on the back or anything. I think these are all difficulty switches and then a 16:9 and 4:3 switch, which I think is this one. Yeah. Which I understand why they included it, for people who would get upset about it not taking up the entire real estate of the screen, but come on. It's going to make it look stretched out and horrible. Ooh, we got to watch our health. It's low. Super low. So there is this trap right here that might kill us, though. It did. Damn. Yeah, 1 life. Game over. Level S. So let's check, actually. So we got all the way to S. Let's try advance and see where it puts us. Back on level A. Interesting. But this looks different? Yeah, because there wasn't Reapers and stuff on the first go around at all. So that's interesting. Okay, well that was Dark Chambers. Really cool game, actually. Surprisingly cool. Very stoked to have it. And again, one that I'll probably end up revisiting a lot more often. Gives me a reason to sit down and play the Atari for a bit. Between this and Berserk. Hardest part is getting this box closed. So we're going to pivot real quick here. And I actually want to check out and see if Pac-Man Double Feature... Yeah, there's a lot. I'm actually incredibly impressed by Dark Chambers. That game was a blast. Dude, if you haven't played it, I recommend it. Highly recommend it. If there's any takeaway from this, Berserk and Dark Chambers. So we're going to actually jump over to the 7800 here. Let's see. This should be seamless. Should just switch right to the RetroTink, hopefully. Okay. So we're going to switch, and we're going to do Pac-Man double feature. But I'm going to take this dongle, and we are going to play it with the wireless controller and see if it works. Let me mute that real quick. Fun fact, that is not supposed to be green. Occasionally, and I haven't figured out why, I haven't searched any of the message boards or anything, but occasionally when I switch from component to S-Video on the RetroTink, sometimes it will boot completely green, and I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. It might be because I'm using a splitter. So I have the S-Video signal being fed to the RetroTink as well as to my monitor, my CRT. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. We can watch the ant races together. Wonderful. So this is Pac-Man Double Feature. This is one of the newer games. This is the one that actually came bundled with the 2600 Plus. I'm going to be playing this on an original stock Atari 7800 with the new wireless controller. It's going to look like garbage. Sorry, guys. It's RF. It would probably be a little cleaner if I didn't have it daisy-chained through like 15 different things. But let's just give it a shot and see if it even boots up and works. Get that off the screen. Come on now. Yeah, dude, boots right up. That's so insane. I don't know why it blows my mind so much that a cartridge made in 2025 can be played on a stock 7800. It shouldn't blow my mind, but it does. I don't know why. Let's see if the controller works. It does. Wow, that's so cool. All right, 1 player, 3 lives is fine. Let's do random mazes and speed up. Oh, but I forgot to turn the sound back on. Oh, that's fast. That is very fast. You even get the authentic audio crackling in there. Love that. And I think the sound is mono right now. I'm only hearing it in my left ear. So that's cool too. It is a genuine experience. Even the television I'm playing it on is a Commodore video monitor. But it's an old Commodore monitor, but it has Commodore Vision, which is an early version of S-Video. So you can actually use breakout cables to split off an S-Video signal into 2 different It's already split into two different channels, Chroma and Luma. But you can get a splitter type device. I don't think a splitter is the correct word, but you connect it to a regular S-video jack, and it sends the Chroma and the Luma signals on different wires into the back of the television. So this thing actually looks really good. That's pretty much any old system I can play on the actual CRT here with the signal like that. Oh, that audio, though. That's tough. I'm going to turn that down. That is... You could tell that signal is being degraded by being passed through like 4 different machines right now. I wonder why it's in mono, though, because on the Betamax player I have has the Beta Hi-Fi module on the bottom, and it's showing an audio signal on both the left and the right channel. So somewhere along the chain, I wonder if that means my Betamaxes are playing in mono too, because they shouldn't be. They should be playing in stereo with that device attached. Let's see if that helped. No, that gives me no sound at all. I just turned on the Beta Hi-Fi button on that deck, and that cut the sound. So give me a second, and I will turn that back off so we can at least hear. Scuffed Pac-Man is better than no Pac-Man, I suppose, right? This is so fast, dude. It plays really good, though. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's a setting somewhere in the chain of things with the Betamax player. I can't pop a Betamax in right now and test it because that's all copy protected stuff. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any public domain stuff and or pre-recorded beta tapes around here. Mondo Cane, Invasion of the Blood Farmers. No, I don't think so, unfortunately. Oh, well, whatever. I'll have to make a note to check that after stream, because if we watch a Betamax movie in the Discord, I don't want it to be in mono. I mean, there's a way that I could fix it on my end and just have OBS just double the audio, which is fine, but that's lame when it should be stereo, and it's not, and I don't know why. So that is the 7800 version of Pac-Man. I'll just for the sake of doing so, we'll go no random mazes and normal speed just to show it. If I'm showing everything else, I might as well show this too. But this feels so impossibly slow now that we just played the sped up version. But again, even briefly shifting my eyes from the CRT here that I'm playing it on to the HD TV, night and day difference. But it plays the way it's supposed to. It plays exactly the way it does on the 2600 Plus. We will check out Dark Chambers on here as well. We won't play a long game like we just did of Dark Chambers. I mainly just want to see if there's any noticeable slowdown or anything noticeably different by playing it on original hardware versus the Plus platforms. Just 'cause I think that kind of stuff is really interesting. I don't know. It's probably not as interesting as I think it is, but I think it's interesting, so we're going to do it. But yeah, it's Pac-Man. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip the dip switch on the back of the cartridge, and we're going to play Atari 2600 Pac-Man, supposedly on the same cartridge. And see, there is a pause button on the 7800. I just hit it, and now the game is paused. And if I unpause it, the game will go again. That is sorely missing from the 2600 Plus. There's got to be a way to do it, though. I'll have to look at the manual. So, and again, for the sake of showing it... Oh, I think the camera died. Man, those batteries do not last. I've been live for only about 2 hours. So we'll look at the VHS camera. Nowhere near as nice, but as you can see on the back, there are dip switches. I turned switch 1 to off. And according to the manual, when you do that, you get to play 2600 Pac-Man. And there it is. That's so cool. And I know I have a copy of Ms. Pac-Man for the 2600. I don't know where it's at the moment, but it can show you what the Atari 2600 was actually capable of in a Pac-Man game. In fact, I think the one that's most impressive on the 2600 was Pac-Man Jr., and that's the one that has a scrolling maze. So if you go up, the screen scrolls with you. I didn't turn it back to the right one. If you go up, the screen scrolls with you, up and down. And I believe right and left as well, all on the same stage. So you could definitely tell that this was rushed out. And like I was saying, I remember reading an article somewhere that this was more a tech demo or a proof of concept than anything else. And the guy was the gentleman who programmed it, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, was very upset that this was the version that got released because it wasn't indicative of the job that he could do overall, he felt. But it is Pac-Man, and it plays like Pac-Man, and I don't think it's actually a little better than I remember it being, honestly. I don't believe the maze changes at all. I think the maze stays the same on each level, or maybe it does. I don't know. No, that looks about the same. Maybe not. But you can go through up and down like that. I think the Pac-Man sprite itself looks really good. The sound isn't even as grating as I remember it being. Sorry, oh, there we go. Damn it, I died. I was going to say, sorry, I'm locked in at the moment. But yeah, it works just fine, as does this wireless controller, which it should. There's no reason, I guess, that it shouldn't, because it uses the same exact connectors. I think it's a DB9, I think is what it's called. That's why you can use a Sega Genesis controller on an Atari 2600 and or 7800, because it uses the same kind of connector. I just think it's crazy you can buy new stuff for your Atari in now 2026, readily available. Like this, I think most of this stuff is on Amazon. I bought it from Atari's website, but like you can just get this overnighted to your house. This thing would really blow me away if you could play 5,200 carts on it, which would be probably a pain because you'd have to have a controller with the numeric keypad on it. So that's Pac-Man double feature. It works. Let's do Dark Chambers. Yeah, right to it. Where did I put the controller? There it is, right in front of my face. Significantly worse quality, but it's the game we just played. and I don't notice any slowdown or anything like that. So there is one piece of, it's like a hardware expansion that I want to try on the 2600 plus before we wrap this up and put the Atari stream to bed here. I don't think it'll work because of the way this system works. I have a 4 or 5 game switcher that you plug into the Atari. And then depending on the button you hit, it switches to the game that's in the active slot. Wow, a gun and a shield on level 1? That's crazy. All right, it's Dark Chambers. If I keep playing, we're going to play another hour of Dark Chambers. So, give me a sec. But yeah, works just fine. So, it is backwards and forwards compatible, at least with the couple games that I just tested. I'll do the rest. I'll test the rest of the games in my own time off stream, just to not beat a dead horse here. But these ones did work just fine. So let's. Okay. I think it's 3. Get it off the ant races there. Save everybody's eyes. So I do have 3 more Atari games to open here. But first, before we do that, let's try Double Dragon for the 7800 on this 2600 plus. Probably should clean it. Although this one was in a protector, so it shouldn't be too dirty. Get you that cartridge cleaning ASMR here. I don't even know if it's picking that up. There might be too many filters on there. Try to make my voice sound less annoying than it is. Okay, let's give it a shot. Which they did apparently make a version of Double Dragon for the Atari 2600, which can't be good. But I would like to get my hands on a copy and try it, because that's insane to me. Of all the games you could put on there. This one might not go. Nope, no luck on Double Dragon. So just for fun. Let's throw it in the actual Pro system. See, and it boots right up. So there's one. We found one. Double Dragon on the 7800 does not work on my Atari 2600 Plus. I don't know if that's just a my console issue, but that one does not work. But it does boot right up on a stock 7800. Which is very interesting. I wonder why. Let's give it one more try here. See if maybe I just didn't have it pushed in there all the way. Give it the benefit of the doubt here. Nope, no such luck. Okay, so Double Dragon for the 7800, not compatible with the Atari 2600 Plus. I do not have a 7800 Plus to test it on. I am going to assume that it is the same hardware in both consoles. Does not work. And this is for the Atari 7800. Use joystick controller, 1 or 2 players. So, there's one. We found one. That makes me wonder, though. I have pole position for the 7800 in there, which I also believe is an Activision port. Might not be. I'll have to try that. Anyways, here's Alien on the Atari 2600 based off of the hit film. While I'm reboxing up Double Dragon here. No game detected. Oh, interesting. The plot thickens. So if it doesn't work this time, we'll take a known working cartridge and put it in there and see if I just ruined my 2600 Plus by trying to run Double Dragon on it. That would be really cool. I would be stoked. Let me tell you. Nope. Alien works. Okay. So this is Alien for the 2600. This one's more a curiosity if nobody's ever seen it based off of the film. It's like a Pac-Man clone. Down to the same sounds. I never noticed that it had the ghost sounds from Pac-Man. And you can hit the little button for a gun. I don't know if it does anything. Yeah, it seems like I can kind of pass through them, with that being the case. But as you can see, we are playing as presumably Ripley, being chased by aliens that make the Pac-Man noise. There is a second screen to this game that let me lock in here real quick and get to it. If I remember right, if it's the same game I'm thinking of, there's a second screen. The first screen is like Pac-Man, and the second screen is kind of like the game Freeway, if anybody's familiar with that one. Dude, I gotta focus. I can't imagine there's any other game I would be thinking of that would be a Pac-Man ripoff and a Freeway ripoff at the same time. I do like that teleporting effect is very nice. It just cost me a life to re-show it to you guys. Okay, that's points. Okay. Uh-oh. Damn, dude. Okay, all right, hold on. Hold on. Let me lock in for real this time. Might not be a lot of commentary. I'm also going to put the little nub back on the controller because I feel like this one might be a little easier with that in there. Dude, damn. No, that little gun doesn't do a damn thing. I thought it kind of scared him away and it gave you a free second, but it didn't seem like it did much right there. And it doesn't look like the power-up pellets do much either. Unless it gives this thing a chance to spawn for some extra points. This is one of those times I wish I had the manual to this game, but I don't. This is cartridge only. I don't even remember where I bought this, which is rare. Usually I can tell you where I bought almost. Okay, yes, here we go. So this is like Freeway or like Frogger. But yeah, that's Alien on the 2600. I don't know if there is a third screen to the game. I've never been able to get past the second one. I haven't put a lot of time into it. If I want to play Pac-Man, I'll play Pac-Man. But it's an interesting little oddity for sure. It's legit games of the century, 20th Century Fox. I'm just going to turn this. I need to charge my gimbal and my camera batteries after stream. I should leave myself a little love letter to do that. Wrong one, this one. Legit 20th Century Fox. Games of the Century. Alien on the 2600. So. And then, of course, we've checked out Texas Chainsaw Massacre before, but I paid a ridiculous amount of money for this cartridge, so we're going to pop that in real quick and see what it looks like in glorious 1080p full HD. Because I played it last time on original hardware, and that picture was rough. So let's boot this up. And then what we'll do after this is we'll open these last 3 games, and I'll probably give Frenzy a little bit of a play, and then we might call it a night. I do want to check out the voice-enhanced edition of Berserk for the 2600 as well, but I'm guessing that the 7800 version is going to be far superior to that version. This is definitely one of those games that has some questionable audio choices in it. Love it. It's crazy to me this thing will run Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it won't run Double Dragon. I feel like one was definitely significantly more popular than the other as far as a video game release went. That noise. It's supposed to be a scream. So Wizard Video Games released this and Halloween. And there was also a trade ad for those two, and then they were going to put out the game Flesh Gordon. Not Flash, Flesh. And it's a real shame they never did, because I could only imagine what a Flesh Gordon game for the Atari 2600 would look like. God, that scream makes it almost unplayable. Like, it is so sharp. It is, yes, it was. It was released by Wizard Video in the VHS era. Come here. And there are, I mean, Atari porn games do exist. I don't own any. Not that I'm opposed to owning them, because I think it's a very interesting piece of history. I've just never seen one come up for sale in any place that I've had the ability to buy it. I've only, in fact, before I bought this copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'd only seen it one other time, and it was at a toy show years and years ago at the community college, and a guy had Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween, both cartridges for $100, but I was like 17 and broke, so I could not afford them. We'll go ahead and play to a game over here, just because we can. But yeah, that yelling. This is almost a game that if you're going to play it at any length of time, you would probably have to put on mute. Because I don't have very sensitive ears, and even for me, that's jarring. Come on now. Oh, she made me hit the little hay bale. Got lucky. Got her. Hey, 10,000. Not bad. I feel like that might be my... Oh, now it's fast, dude. So it must be... I'm guessing it's not based on fuel level. I'm guessing it's based on score. Because that got fast. But that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2600. We've seen it before. I've played it on here before. But it was expensive. So I'm going to play it every chance I get. And unfortunately, the very nice camera is dead. But we can use the VHS camera. We've unboxed 2 of these already. I don't imagine it's going to be too terribly different, but the one is an Atari 2600 game, a new one. So we'll open that one and Frenzy, but we'll probably play Frenzy. Let's actually do Berserk here first. So this is the new enhanced edition of Berserk on the Atari 2600. This one is supposedly compatible with your original 2600. The other ones are 7800 games, so they're not. But this one apparently is. Now, for reference, before we open that, I, of course, do have an original box 2600 game that somebody absolutely butchered trying to get it open. But this is Yar's Revenge. This is an original box 2600 game. This one is actually kind of cool. It comes with a comic book, which wasn't super out of the ordinary, but also not incredibly common. So it comes with the Yar's Revenge comic book, which is cool. I've been meaning to scan this in and upload it for a while. I need to get back in the process of actually scanning stuff in and uploading it. But it comes with an actual manual. The 2600 games usually came with a pretty decent manual. Full color on the inside, tells you how to play the game, all that kind of stuff. Pretty standard fare for a 2600 game. And then the cartridge is in there as well. For the sake of it, if you've never seen a 2600 cartridge, they look very much like a 7800 cartridge. Full color label, nice end label. Most of them have this little protector here, this little plastic piece that keeps the dust out, so it keeps the games relatively clean. Most Atari 2600 games that I've ever bought anywhere have worked first try when I go to boot them up in an actual Atari, so that's kind of cool. I'm fighting the box and losing. So let's go ahead and open Berserk Enhanced Edition for the 2600. This box feels very light in comparison to the other ones, so I don't know if there's a manual in here. There might not be. I need to sharpen this knife. So again, there's the box on shrink wrapped. Looks like an Atari box. You'd be hard pressed to pick it out off a shelf other than condition. I've got a few boxed Atari games over there. There are some different ones. Like, I want to say it's Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It's made by Parker Brothers, so it comes in like a tray box where you lift the top off and then inside is the game. So yeah, no manual for Berserk, but it does come with the nice sleeve. I really like these sleeves. Probably more than I should. Like, I really shouldn't care if I have the box about the sleeve, but it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. It makes it feel like they actually took time and effort into making them. Berserk for the 2600. Berserk. Let's compare that to a original copy of Berserk, black background, different end label. This is the original. This is the enhanced edition, green background. Now, there may have been an original copy of Berserk with the green background. It's entirely possible. I've never seen it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I collect Atari, but it's not something you see out very often. Or when you do, the label's usually torn up. you can see that the graphics look a little chunkier than the 7800 version we played. And you can see that when we shoot diagonally, the bullet is still straight out versus a diagonal line, like the 7800 version. But it has voice, which the original does not. And the voice actually sounds pretty damn clear. This is the version of Berserk I'm used to. It is significantly easier than the 7800 version, if you can't tell. But supposedly, these robots can now shoot diagonally, can I get this guy to do that? Yep, there he goes. See? So they cannot do that in the original version for the 2600. Oh yeah, dude, we're mopping them up. And you can shoot the robot's bullets out of midair as well. Although I haven't seen Evil Otto. Let's hang out for a second, see if he appears. No such luck. So I wonder if we reset the game. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think that's it. Let's try the difficulty switch and see if maybe that does something. Let's hang out for a second. Yep, there he is. Shit. All right. So the difficulty switch is what it did. That's so cool. So it was the difficulty switch that made him appear on the back. It's on the 2600 plus. It's back by the controllers, back by the controller ports. Now, just for fun, I actually want to see if this works on the 7800. So give me a sec. Ooh, that audio is crusty. That is significantly worse than it was before. So let's mute that. Yeah, looks like it works just fine. Although, like I said, the audio was very crusty. That doesn't necessarily mean it could very well be my setup here. Let's see if it's any better. No, it's still super staticky. Did we get the voice? We do. So, interesting. Yeah. So, it works. The real test would be if it worked on a original 2600, but mine is in the original box over there, and I don't feel like digging that out. I'm going to be real with you. It sounds like a lot of fun that I don't want to be having. So the last game we're going to check out is Frenzy. It is the sequel to Berserk. It is a Atari 7800 game. And then, for those of you still hanging with me, I will let you go for the evening after we check that out a little bit. In the next one, we are going to be checking out a game called Pigface, which is a indie game on Steam. I've played a little bit of it and thoroughly enjoyed myself. Stopped and decided it's a game that I would rather stream than play on my own. So that's what we'll be doing in the next stream. And then after that, I think we're finally going to dig into Flesh Feast, which is a Sega Soft PC game that I have been meaning to check out for ages. And finally got it working semi-consistently on a modern computer. And I also got a little piece of promotional material from that game, which is kind of cool. Hopefully I will remember to charge the camera battery so I can show you that in glorious HD versus VHS camera. All right, so this is Frenzy, the sequel to Berserk. I have never played this before, but I love Berserk, so chances are I'm probably going to like the sequel just as much. We could look at the manual real quick and see. Getting started, controls. Is there anything different about Frenzy? The world of Frenzy is ripe with danger. You must dodge incoming fire, but also be wary of special walls that can reflect your shots. Some walls can be destroyed, opening up new angles of attack. Dude, what? Okay. I don't want to read anymore. I just want to go into it because that sounds nuts. So let's check this out. So, okay. Okay, so the circle walls. Oh, let me unpause this. Unmute this. And man, Evil Otto's coming quick. So the that's insane. The non-dotted walls, the filled-in walls reflect your shots, but the dotted walls you can shoot holes in. Oh man. All right, I'm into it. I am into it. That's so insane. So if I shot a hole, like a human-sized hole in these walls, can I walk through it? Not that I'm going to have the opportunity to without getting absolutely bombarded by enemy fire here, but what a cool idea. The robots look different too, like there's different types, and that's super cool. Evil Otto's still here. But you can see that when there's other enemies on the screen, he moves slower. But once all these guys end up dying, see how he's moving faster now? Once all the enemies on the screen are gone, oh, he's frowning now too. If you destroy all the enemies on the screen, he gets crazy fast. Oh, and you can't walk into the explosion or you die. Okay, interesting. So let's see the options. 2 alternating, 2 cooperative, 2 competitive, and 1 player. This is... Now, wait a minute. This is just Berserk. What the fuck? Okay, now hold on. What the hell was that? That was just the first level of Berserk. Frenzy. Weird. What was that all about? Does this cartridge have both games on it? That was sick. That was so sick, dude. Bank shot, hit the wall behind him, and it bounced back and popped that dude. That was awesome. Nice. Dude, I'll definitely be playing the hell out of this. Oh. That's so cool. You can, like, bank shots. Oh, so can they, though. Their stuff bounces off the walls, too. So I held down. I thought I was resetting the game, and I had game select down. So if I hold that down and hit reset, you play Berserk. But if I hold down game select and hit reset, I play Berserk. That's crazy. So both games are on this cartridge. That's so cool. Okay. Is that the same for Berserk? Anyways, I'll do that off stream. That's Frenzy. That is the bulk of what we're going to be looking at today. 2600 plus. If you're an Atari person, I highly recommend it. If you're not, you can still get the games even if you got your old Atari. And if you don't care about Atari, well, you're missing out because I had a lot of fun. It was a blast, actually. Dark Chambers is definitely the standout of the night. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by that. That is definitely one that will most likely be added into my constant rotation. Same with Frenzy, though. That's a lot of fun. I want to see if the Berserk cartridge for the 7800 is the same, where you can play Frenzy on there. If so, I'm glad I own them both. Don't get me wrong, but that would have been cool to know. But yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Like I said, next stream, most likely going to be Pigface, and then the stream after that is going to be the Flesh Feast for the PC, with which I will bring down the little piece of promotional material I have and show that off. It's pretty cool, actually. I didn't know it existed until I saw it on eBay, and it was only $10. So even if it's a fake, I'll take the $10 gamble on it for sure. Yeah, good to see y'all. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, saying what's up. I appreciate each and every one of you. Is there anybody cool who is playing right now? Let me take a look. All right. Nope, I think that's everything, guys. I appreciate y'all. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming by. Always good to see you guys. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. It probably won't be tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow. Then I got to turn around and open the store the next day. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on what time I get home and get situated. But most likely it won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be Wednesday night is what we're looking at. I'm going to try to shoot for 2 to 3 a week. We'll see. I've got the next few scheduled out. Hopefully that helps with actually getting down here to do it. But, we'll see, man. We'll see. You never know. I never know what kind of mood I'm going to be in until I'm in it, But thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. It was great to see everybody. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening and a great day tomorrow. Until the next time I see you, take it easy. Good night.